If you're on food stamps or know somebody in your family that is on SNAP benefits, I have breaking news. Millions of Americans are about to lose their food stamps benefits. Plus, some states are even threatening to eliminate the food stamps program altogether because they cannot afford the new restrictions that have been placed on the food stamps program. And here's the thing: people do not know that their food stamps are about to go away, especially millions of seniors who have been impacted by the new rules that have been imposed on the SNAP program. I am here to bring you all the details, and I wanted to make sure that you understand that this is a crisis that is about to hit millions of people as grocery prices go up and food stamp benefits cuts run deep. So I am going to explain all that in detail, and most importantly, what you can do to secure your food stamps benefit, especially if you are a senior citizen. My name is Kwame Kwade. I am a government benefits expert. For 15 years, I've been helping seniors get the retirement benefits they deserve. I create content on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and other personal finance issues that affect seniors. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am glad you're here. Do me a quick favor, go into the comments and let me know your city and your state. And if you've been watching my channel for a while now, welcome back. I am glad you're here. So let me go to the breaking news and what triggered this research that I've been doing for the last couple of days to understand what is happening with food stamps and to bring you all the details. So this is the New York Times that wrote an article that was just updated today, September the 27th. And it says states grapple with fundamental change in food stamps. Whether states can find the money in their budget, billions of dollars in some cases, will have wide-ranging and likely uneven consequences to the 42 million people on food stamps. So that is a scary headline because that is actually the reality that a lot of states are facing. So President Trump's sweeping domestic policy law fundamentally alters how food stamps are funded, leaving states to bear some of the cost for the first time in 6 decades. So here is what you need to know. Previously, food stamps were funded by the federal government 100%. And then some states were made to share some of the administrative costs of running the program in their state. But the money for food stamps, the money that goes onto EBT cards for 6 decades have been funded by the federal government. What the big beautiful bill did is shift some of those costs to the states. Now, here's the problem. Here's the biggest problem on why seniors are going to lose food stamps. Number one, the federal government must not balance its budget. The federal government is not required to balance its budget. That's why they've been running deficits and running out the debt, so they can borrow money every time if they run out a deficit. States, on the other hand, are required by law to balance their budget. So a state cannot run deficits and go borrow money to make up for that. So when you have a program like food stamps and they take away billions and billions of dollars, and all of a sudden they surprise the states with new costs that they must absorb, some of them hundreds of millions of dollars, and in some states, billions of dollars in cost. States have two choices: either to cut from other places in order to continue to afford food stamps for people who are in their states that need the help, including seniors and people on disability and veterans and children, or they cut the program to be able to afford it. And so guess what? A lot of states are doing the latter. They are cutting food stamps benefits at record levels that we've never seen before. Remember, 42 million people are on food stamps. And now we don't even know how many are going to be left when these cuts that run so deep are finished, because states can simply not afford the additional cost that the federal government is shoving down their throat. All of a sudden, unprepared, and now they have to figure something out in addition to balancing their budget. And if you think I am trying to scare you, let's read from the New York Times article so they can see what is happening in North Carolina specifically as an example. So I'm going to go to that section, and then here we go. All right. So here's North Carolina. And I want to make sure that you can see it on your screen. Yes, you can. All right, let's read that together. That's an example of a state that is threatening to eliminate the program altogether, and many states are in the same position. So, North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services said that if local lawmakers were unable to allocate the necessary funding, which is $420 million for benefits and then $14 million for administrative costs, the states would have to stop offering the SNAP program altogether, eliminating benefits for 1.4 million residents. That's just one state. So, guys, this is a crisis. This is a crisis, and the headlines are showing it. I am going to show you what CBS wrote today, just today, about the crisis that is happening with food stamps, because everybody is feeling the same way about what is happening. Millions of people who need the help are about to lose them. So let's read a little bit from CBS. So it says that millions of people who receive food stamps could soon see smaller benefits or even get kicked out of the program due to changes that are starting to roll out from the Republicans' big, beautiful tax and spending law, according to several analyses from the federal government and public policy think tanks. About 2.4 million people, or about 6% of enrollees, could lose access right away. And that's just the first round. Millions will see their benefits shrink considerably. And, about 42 million people are on food stamps, and that is 2.22 million households that receive food stamps. So while the SNAP program was funded by the USDA, every state is in charge of administering the program to its residents, with those administrative costs split between the federal government and the state government. Some states are already beginning to implement some of the new laws, food stamp restrictions, such as Pennsylvania, which is mandating the street work requirement starting November the 1st. The changes are arriving at a precarious time for many, with grocery costs continuing to rise and poverty rates inching higher for senior citizens, Black Americans, according to the new census data. Anti-hunger advocates warn that reduced SNAP benefits could worsen food insecurity, undermining one of the nation's most effective safety nets, credited for lifting 3.6 million people out of poverty last year alone. Now, if you're looking at this estimated monthly loss of SNAP benefit by state, and the states in terms of amounts, you can look at if the color is lighter, it means that people are going to lose more money from their food stamps EBT cards. So just look at that map. Most of the states have lighter color. So the lighter the color it is, your monthly estimates. Let me make sure that you can see this clearly. I hate when they put ads. Okay, there we go. So you can see the entire map clearly. And now you can see that even if you're not losing your benefits altogether, there's going to be severe cuts to benefits in majority of states. That is going to be a big problem for a lot of people. And then if you think the government is not serious about kicking millions of people off food stamps, let me share with you some breaking news that is going to highlight why I think this is a broad effort to take food stamps away from a lot of people. So the Trump administration is going to stop publishing information about hunger in America. After cuts to food stamps, Trump administration ends government's annual report on hunger in America. So they don't even want to tell you about how hungry and how people are suffering from hunger. They just don't want to spend the time to even create the report anymore. They just want to take benefits away from people. So the USDA says the report had become overly politicized and rife with inaccuracies. That is when they don't want you to know that they've taken things away from millions of people, and they want to hide behind some government speak to say that the report wasn't necessary. But what was going to happen was that when you take millions of dollars of food stamps away from people, hunger is going to go on an increase. And so think about it. If that report comes out and it shows that hunger is on an increase, the media is going to jump on it and report it. And they don't want that. So they'll rather take food stamps away from people and then not have to tell you how hunger has increased by record numbers in the United States, because then people will be concerned and there'll be more pressure on politicians. So they might as well not release the hunger report at all. So what is my point? My point is that this is real. The changes are real. They are trying to kick millions of people off food stamps. So if you're on food stamps, here are 3 things you have to do right now in order to keep your benefits. Number 1, you need to make sure that your state food stamps agency has the proper address for you, because they're going to be sending you communication to reaffirm your food stamps. You're going to have your semi-annual, food stamp recertifications, and you want to make sure that you are on top of things, because if you fail to fill out the proper paperwork, if you fail to submit your recertification on time, you are going to lose your benefits. So check to make sure that they have your proper address. And when you get mail from your food stamps agency, make sure that you are responding in a timely manner. They're going to use administrative frustrations and paperwork to kick millions of people off food stamps. That is real. Number 2, make sure that you are meeting the work requirement, especially if you're a senior citizen. It used to be that you did not have to work after age 55 to get food stamps for more than 3 months. Well, now seniors up to age 65 who are getting benefits have to work up to 65. They've added 10 more years. And so if you're a senior citizen getting food stamps, you have to work 20 hours a week, or volunteer 20 hours a week, or be in an approved job training program approved by your state. So make sure that you are meeting work requirements according to your state rules and documenting that, because that is another way they're going to kick you off the program. And then number 3, make sure that you are using food stamps for what they were meant for. A lot of states are passing new laws that is going to be, changing what you can buy with food stamps. And there's a whole movement to, restrict what food stamp recipients can buy with their benefits. So in a lot of states, you cannot use your food stamps to buy soda or junk food anymore. Make sure that your state is not one of those, because that is going to also be a point of, leverage that they're going to use to try to kick a lot of people off food stamps, because they will say that you are violating the food stamps regulation by using your food stamps to buy unapproved items. And so, what can you buy with your food stamps? Well, it is very clear. You can buy, let me make sure that I can put this on the screen. Fruits and vegetables, meat, poultry and fish, dairy products, bread and cereals, and other foods such as snack foods and non-alcoholic beverage, seeds and plants that produce food. But that category that says other foods such as snack foods and non-alcoholic beverage, that is changing dramatically depending on your state. So make sure that you are aware of what your state is asking or requiring, or what your state is restricting when it comes to food stamps, because if you violate those rules, they will use that as an excuse to knock you off the program and deny you valuable help that you probably need to survive. So those are the 3 things that are happening with food stamps that you need to pay attention to. If you have any comments, if your food stamps have been cut, if somebody in your family has lost food stamps, I want to hear from you in the comment section below, because this is a national crisis and I want to gather my own information so that I can do my research and bring you information on what you need to know in order to preserve and keep your benefits. Finally, I want to talk to you about Medicare. We are entering an important season in Medicare, and I want to talk to you about the new mission that I have, which is to help 100,000 seniors get peace of mind about Medicare. With all the things that are happening with food stamps, with all the things that are happening with the big, beautiful bill where people are losing benefits, the one thing you can work on that you have control over is to get peace of mind about Medicare, because you earned it. And so you might as well get the best out of it. But here's the problem. 90% of all seniors are in the wrong Medicare plan, and it's costing them money. It's costing them their health. So what am I doing about it? Well, I'm educating you like videos like this. I am creating and sharing valuable guides that can educate you and simplify Medicare for you to better understand. And then I'm also connecting you to the best Medicare resources and support that is out there. That is why we are partnering with, Chapter Medicare, the number you see on the screen, that is why you see that there, because of headlines like this. Everywhere you turn, there's a big negative news about Medicare. 10 big Medicare changes in 2026, high premiums, drug price drops, and looming program cuts. 1 million people lose coverage. Medicare Advantage plans are scaling back. United Healthcare dropping 600,000 people. Nearly 40,000 seniors dropped Medicare plans, and that is in one state. Samaritan Health dropping Medicare Advantage plans at the end of the year. And the Trump administration is suing Medicare advisory companies that are misleading seniors and putting them in programs that does not help them. And so you put all that together, and there's a lot of confusion around Medicare. And you add to the fact that there are 24,000 plans out there, it can be overwhelming. So that is why we're partnering with Chapter, because I've been doing this for 15 years. And this is the first time I'm recommending a Medicare advisory company, because these guys are legit. They are the real deal, and they're not there to sell you anything. They're there to be your trusted advisor, to be in your corner, to help you figure out the best program for your budget, the doctor networks you need to be in, the hospital networks you need to be in, the prescription drugs you need covered, etc. So give Chapter a call, 539-205-2147. Or if you rather they call you, fill out the form. I'm going to put it in the description to this video, and in the comments, I'm going to pin it. Or you can go to askchapter.org/insider. These guys are the real deal. We've sent over 2,500 of our viewers to Chapter, and they've had nothing but great experience. We've been getting the feedback, and it's been overwhelmingly a great experience. And you too can experience the peace of mind that I'm talking about regarding Medicare. So when you call them, they're going to look at your plan. And if you're in the right plan, they will tell you. And if you're not, they'll work with you to find plan that is in your local area that best serves your needs. So give Chapter a call or fill out the form. When you call them, these are the guys you'll be talking to. I pulled this right from their website, and they are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, which is an important criteria for me. And they can save you $1,100 a year, which in today's hyperinflation environment goes a long way to put money back in your pocket. And as I mentioned, I've received tons of 5-star reviews that we've been sharing in other videos that we've been putting out. And so give Chapter a call and get that peace of mind about Medicare that I'm talking about. So if you like what you heard, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.